Wednesday. Today is Friday, day 14 in the month of June 2024. How are you doing today? I really do hope that your day has been a lovely one. And a quick time check brings us to 8 minutes past three from the side of the radio. I hope you're trying your very best to unwind and relax and have fun in between because the weekend is here. It is finally time to let your head down and take a deep breath. And considering the fact that Monday, Tuesday, you are going to definitely have a great time resting because it's holiday. So I hope you take advantage of this holiday period and have a good rest because it is very important. You know what I say? All work and no rest to definitely make you a dull person. So try as much as possible to have a good rest. Take advantage of this weekend and, of course, the holiday period to have a great rest. My name is Blessing Agbeja. Thank you very, very much for joining me this afternoon on the Woman Agenda. The Woman Agenda is a deliberate and calculative program where we break the culture of silence while amplifying the voice of women and girls in demanding transparency, accountability, and, of course, good governance. Now, over the years, something that has become a critical component of overall well being. Yet, there are specific health needs that are unique to just women. And of course, one way to support and advance women's health is through blood donation initiatives. Now, without a doubt, you will agree with blood donation plays a pivotal role in medical treatment. Talk about surgeries, talk about emergency care, talk about it. I don't know. Women are often in need of blood transfusions due to conditions such as childbirth complications, anemia, gynecological surgeries, and what have you. And the only way we can actually make a direct impact on women's health and wellness is to continue to promote and participate in blood donation initiatives. So, yes, to this end, in commemoration of the World Blood Donor Day, celebrated annually on June 14, on the program today, we will be discussing advancing women's health through blood donation initiatives. And joining me on the conversation today, I have Nze Chika Victoria, a pharmacist and a gender advocate. Hi, Victoria. Good to have you on the show today.
Hello, good afternoon. Very good to have you.
Good
Very good to be
afternoon. Good
as well.
afternoon. Thank you very, very much for joining the conversation for today. All right. You can be a part of the conversation by calling us on 07000 Send us a text and WhatsApp message on 0703 Log into our website at www.wfm917.com. Download the mobile app, the WFM 917. Sending your thoughts to our social media platforms, WFM 917. That is how you can be a part of the conversation for today. All right, Victoria, I would like us to start the conversation this way. As a pharmacist and gender advocate, what would you describe as the importance of blood donation in advancing women's health, particularly because today is the World Blood Donor Day? So, what do you have to say to this?
Well, as a pharmacist and a gender advocate, I see blood donation as a very important tool for
Hmm,
advancing women's health in
hmm,
several different ways. Because women are very easily affected by childbirth complications and
hmm,
pregnancy complications. So in issues like platinum hemorrhage, which is heavy bleeding after surgery,
hmm,
and is usually very important for women.
hmm,
I can imagine a situation where there's like no blood,
hmm,
you know, that is life threatening. We're practically talking about a life or death situation.
hmm,
In other as well, and in rhesus diseases as well, which is typically just for women. These are women issues. Blood donation is very important in advancing women's health care and making sure that have a chance.
would definitely need blood donation for someone who is going to, go through a form of surgery. Talk about is going to, go through a form of surgery. Talk about fibroid. Talk about childbirth complications and what have you. And I know that we are leaving out the women who are carriers of sickle cell. They also need blood, no matter how much we want to talk about it. And it is also very important that we donate blood to support this cause. So thank you very much once again for sharing your thoughts on that part. I myself, I am a blood donor. I have donated blood and it is something that I look forward to. But for me, it is more like the challenge or one of the challenges that I go through to donating blood is the fact that you don't necessarily have a whole lot of blood donation center, right? And sometimes when you're going to find one, it might be in a very far place, far from where you're gonna access. When you decide to go to a private hospital to say, oh, you want to donate blood, they tell you, oh, we don't do that here. So there are specific places that they don't, allow you to donate blood unless you go to, let's say, the blood donation center, which might be very far from your location, because I think we have just one in one state. So my question to you is, minus this one I've talked about, what are the challenges or barriers that women face when it comes to accessing or even participating in blood donation programs?
Thank you very much for that question.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many different challenges facing women as regards blood donation. I think one of the primary challenges is the fact that many women actually lack awareness. You know, not many women know that they can make blood donation a say once in 3 months thing.
All right. So
To make it a
Victoria, just hold your thoughts for a moment. Let's hear from this person. Okay, so we lost the call. Please go on with your thoughts.
Okay, so not many women actually know, and sometimes they do know they can um that they can donate blood, but sometimes they don't know the eligibility criteria, and it
Okay.
makes them not want to go forward because they feel like maybe they are not eligible enough, to donate blood and things like that. So, and I think that many blood donation centers are not usually very open to their eligibility criteria could be, so that
Okay.
more women can be aware, off of the top of their head that okay, I'm very eligible to go and donate blood this month, things like that. And I usually constantly juggling several different things, especially women who have kids, they have a job, so that can be a barrier most of the times for women to go and donate. They don't have time to leave their workplace, or even if they don't have, even when they are not at work, they may be at home taking care of their kids, to leave the kids and say, okay, I want to go and donate blood. So I think that there would have to be some way to mitigate this, to meet these women in the middle, because we cannot exactly ask them to just leave their work, and go and choose all the way to donate blood. And you stated that the centers can sometimes be far.
Yes,
And so
absolutely.
if they have work and kids, this makes it even harder for them to leave work and leave their kids and go to donate blood. And then for women, there are so many misconceptions as well, which actually also act as barriers. In some places they say women are not supposed to donate blood because women already lose enough blood through
Yes.
their period,
Yes.
through their menstrual cycle. So they'll tell them you're not supposed to donate blood already because you're losing, you don't have enough to donate. Many of these things, and it boils down to the education, to the fact that they are not aware of many of the things that they should be aware of as regards, when they can donate blood, how eligible they are to donate blood, what the do's and the don'ts of donating blood, are. And I feel like if we can educate more women on things like this, then these barriers, we can honestly mitigate them.
Thank you very much for your thoughts on that one. I know you mentioned something about misconceptions and myths surrounding blood donation among women, and I would like us to touch on it in a minute. But before then, let me go back to my experience. When I was going to donate blood, I reached out to a few friends. I wanted to encourage them because blood donation is something I am passionate about. If you have a situation where there is a matter of life and death, and your blood could actually be what keeps somebody
Yeah.
alive at that moment. I don't know I'm looking for what is so selfless than that, knowing fully well that your blood is going to be the reason somebody is alive or somebody is saved. And the person
There
you
is
are even
superhero in that
donating for,
moment.
what did you say?
There is superhero in that moment.
Exactly. And the fact that when you even make this donation, you don't even know who you're saving. You don't know who is getting your blood. You don't know who your blood is coming handy to save. So I reached out to a couple of friends and I was gingering them, let's go and donate blood. It's something we should do. Let's save lives. And they were like, somebody looked at me and said, how many blood do I have in my body? And I'm saying I'm donating blood and all of that. I was almost discouraged because somebody was like, why would you donate blood? How many blood do you have in your body and all of that? I said, when I get there, I will know if I am eligible to donate blood or not. Then I was practically discouraged because of what I heard them say. At the end of the day, none of my friends followed me. I went to the center on my own. And when I got there, they were like, are you sure you want to donate? Like, who told you? I said, I just woke up and I said, I want to donate my blood. And then I got there, they were like, oh, thank you for doing this and all of that. And I know this is just one out of the myths and misconceptions out there about blood donation. So I would like you to enlighten us on this. What misconception or myths have you heard about blood donation, particularly about women? I know you said one, the period, losing of blood, and all of that. But one thing I know is that when you get there, they will check your blood count first. If your
Yes.
blood count is not enough, they will tell you to go. If they know that you cannot donate, so nobody's going to force you, and nobody would compel you to donate your blood. Over to you, Victoria.
Okay, so apart from the myths regarding the fact that donating blood is a no for women because of their period, some other myths I've heard the fact that you know women generally have lower iron counts than their
Okay.
male count.
Mm.
Yeah. So for that reason, they are usually discouraged from donating blood. They'll
Mm.
tell them to like keep your iron levels for when your baby will need it for when you are pregnant. You
Mm.
know that. And while they might not exactly be wrong, because women do have lower iron levels compared to male counterparts.
Mm.
The reason for this is because naturally the male testosterone encourages the body to produce more iron.
Okay.
So it acts as now, yeah, it tells the body to produce more iron levels in the body. However, women don't have that. You know,
Mm.
the very large percentage of women don't have testosterone naturally, or they have it in very, very tiny amounts.
Mm.
Our more of estrogen and progesterone. And progesterone does not, or it reduces the absorption of iron in women.
Mm.
So progesterone signals the body to reduce um, iron uptake in the body of women. However, it doesn't mean that women cannot donate blood,
Okay.
because the reason the male body, produces more iron is because the male body needs it for their muscle. You know, they have like way more muscular
Mm-hmm.
activity going on and all that compared
Mm-hmm.
to women.
Mm-hmm.
So they need it more than we need it. And our iron levels are generally, in the case of no deficiency, our iron levels are generally enough for us to be able to donate blood. And in the case where any woman is afraid that donating blood might depreciate her iron levels,
Mm.
it's okay because iron levels can be replenished.
Yes, I
The
agree.
iron, the iron levels can always be replenished. And this takes us back to education and awareness and all of that. So
Mm.
more women need to know that the iron levels can be replenished. So it doesn't matter how many times that they donate blood, or whether they donate blood at all, the
Mm.
iron levels can always be replenished, especially from what they eat. Red meat helps the body to use more iron.
Mm.
Chicken, liver, spinach, broccoli, all of it. We have all of these things, and we have them even, affordable meals. We have
Mm.
them as well, and you can always get your iron levels back up from what you eat.
Mm.
your body will always just produce more ions from making sure supplements are also available. Although you need a doctor
To
to tell
recommend
you
that.
that
Mm,
yes,
mm,
so that you are not at the risk of elevated iron levels. So you have to be careful when you're taking supplements containing ions. However, you can find ions in our natural food, and we can
natural
eat
food.
foods enough for us to replenish our iron
Mm,
levels.
mm,
That's a misconception.
mm.
Another misconception is the fact that women are usually told that donating blood can be very painful. And this is not entirely true.
Well, it is
Um,
painful though. It is painful
what thing?
though.
It is painful.
Yeah.
So when you donated, you felt a lot of pain.
It was at that point of inserting the syringe. So thereafter, I think it was just at that point. If you have fear for
Exactly.
needles and all of that, just close your eyes and let them put it.
Exactly. So it's basically just at the point of inserting the needle. The process can be uncomfortable at best, but we can't call it painful.
Okay,
You
yeah.
know, for people who have needle anxiety, it is we're not throwing your anxiety issues away.
Exactly. It's valid.
That's valid. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it is very, very valid. But the needle anxiety can be talked through. You know, the people who are available at the blood donation centers, they're always loving, always
Yes,
nice,
I
always
agree.
willing to do anything.
Mm,
So I believe you can be encouraged, and you can be, eased into it.
mm,
Into donating blood as well.
mm.
So, and sometimes women don't donate blood because they feel like blood donation takes a lot of time. You just think, I'll just go there and my entire day will be gone.
Mm.
But blood donation takes 10 to 15 minutes max. I mean, the actual blood donation, maybe the registration process and
Yes,
things like
I
that
agree.
might take a bit more time.
Mm.
Yes, might take more time. But to donate blood in itself is about a 10 to 15 minutes, thing. So I think more women should be informed,
Mm.
about things like this, so
Mm.
that this may can easily we can take care of them. So more women can be available to donate blood as well.
All right. Thank you very much, Victoria, for your thoughts on the show this afternoon. 26 minutes past 3 from Women Radio 91.7, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. And yes, if you're just joining us, you're listening to The Woman Agenda. The Woman Agenda is a deliberate and calculative program where we'll break the culture of silence while amplifying the voice of women and girls in demanding transparency, accountability, and good governance. Today on the show, we are looking at the topic advancing women's health through blood donation initiatives in commemoration of the World Blood Donor Day celebrated annually on June 14. And my guest for today is a pharmacist and gender advocate, Nze Chika Victoria. And we have been having conversations on the show today. My name is Listen Agweto. You can call us on 07000 917. Send us a text and WhatsApp message on 0703 1756537. Log into our website www.wfm917.com. Download the mobile app WFM917. Send your thoughts to our social media platforms, WFM 917. That is how you can be a part of the conversation. You can call us if you have donated before now. And of course, let us know what your experience is like. What did you experience when you went to the center, the donation center to donate your blood? How did you feel after? Were you excited or did you feel bad that you've done something you shouldn't have done? Because for me, I tell you, I basked in the euphoria for a very long time, knowing fully well that the blood I had donated would be given to somebody to save somebody's life. And the fact that I have no idea who would be taking my blood at that point in time makes it very fulfilling for me. So if you have donated before, it would be nice to hear from you on the show today. So do want to call me on 07000 917. So, Victoria, let me come back to you. Um, in what ways can blood donation initiatives be tailored to better meet the needs of women, particularly in terms of health and wellness?
Um, I would say we need to start from the source, and that would be education and awareness,
Mm.
basically. I believe that targeted campaigns can be a way,
Okay.
campaigns that are specifically targeted to women
Mm.
to highlight the importance of this blood donation, for women's health and their important roles that, blood donation plays in helping other women. I I don't think there is any woman who would hear this and not be excited to see that, she has, the power to be able to save another woman's life.
Exactly.
So I think it is very important, that we tell other women this information. You can be a hero and you can save other women, and it doesn't cost much. You just need to donate blood. It is free
Mm-hmm.
and it is not painful, and all the other information that they do need to know as regards blood donation. The education and campaign would also need to dispel this myth
Yes.
that are currently causing barriers. It will be very important. And women would also need to be educated as regards iron management resources. They need to know resources and foods that are rich in iron so that they can consistently optimize the iron absorption as they are participating in, the blood donation
Process.
initiatives.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
And I think another initiative will be making sure that, blood donation is accessible and convenient to have the ease to, donate. So for women who have like children, um, blood donation centers can work. They can partner with childcare centers. That is possible.
Mm.
They can partner with childcare centers, or they can offer childcare options for women who have children.
Mm-hmm.
The environment must be comfortable as well and welcoming. The scheduling should be flexible because, like we said, we know some women have to work and they have to take care of children. So I believe the scheduling should be flexible such that maybe women, maybe
Mm.
they could stay to accommodate busy schedule. I think even an initiative such as like a blood drive, the ones where you take the donation over to their workplaces.
Mm.
I when you collaborate with some organizations and workplaces like that, I
Yeah.
believe is something that can be done. So we take the donation to them rather than expecting them to come over to donate blood. So I
Mm.
think those are very key in ways we can encourage women to donate
Mm,
blood.
mm. All right, Sam. Thank you very, very much for your thoughts on the show this afternoon. Honestly, it has been an enlightening conversation and, of course, interesting conversation. So let's talk about this just before we call it a wrap on the show. Let's talk about the roles of individual, about the need for us to educate, put out promotional materials and what view. I would also like to ask you, how can individuals, particularly women, how can they get involved in promoting and participating in blood donation efforts? So for me as a woman, after I donated, I wrote a piece and then I posted it on my LinkedIn page so that people can be aware that. So I detailed my experience, how it was for me, how I walked into the place, how I donated, and all of that, and how I just woke up one morning and then I decided to just, go donate my blood without people forcing me and all of that. So we need to do more of this. We need people to be aware that even donating blood is healthy, right? So we need to
Yeah.
make people have that information so that they can be willing to go to donation centers to say, okay, I want to donate my blood. For the past 1 year, I've been trying to donate my blood. But everywhere I turn, they say, oh, they don't do that here. They don't do that here. That's for me. That's my own experience. And it's because I don't know the nearest donation center to my current location. So, how can individuals, particularly women, get involved in promoting and also participating in blood donation efforts?
Well, I think one of um some of the issues that women encounter in, you know getting themselves and getting other women to become a part of this program
Mm.
would really be the fact that, like you have mentioned, we don't necessarily have so many blood donation centers, in so many different places. But one of the ways we can encourage women to get in tune with this program
Mm-hmm.
is, by encouraging women like you did, like yourself, you posted on the LinkedIn, social media awareness,
Mm-hmm.
and social media reach is one of the most underrated things in this age and time. We don't talk about it enough, to be very honest.
Mm-hmm.
So we can raise awareness on social media to encourage more women to do this. We can, and this can be done by sharing stories. We make these women champions.
Mm-hmm.
We can share stories, about how, and then where more women need to volunteer at blood donation centers.
Mm.
Many of these blood donation centers work. They collect blood for free.
Yes.
There's not a lot of funding. There's not a lot of funding
Mm-hmm.
attached to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So many of them thrive on volunteering. So if more women can come forward, and when you're free at your free time, you volunteer at many of the current blood donation centers, I believe it will go such a long way, because there's so much work to be done and just so few hands on deck. So, if we have more hands, which we can get if more people volunteer to do the work, you know, more women would be encouraged. We can reach more women, and more would have more resources running on ground. If what you can do is also to, donate
Mm.
financially, because it really moves
Yes.
without money these days.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
you to donate financially, that works. If you can donate your time and show up for when most of these centers, when they have their donation drive, and
Mm-hmm.
when they raise all those things, you can show up, you can volunteer. It makes things work. And more women should be encouraged to check their eligibility criteria.
Okay.
Encourage them to set appointments to check how eligible they are, what their blood levels are, what their hemoglobin levels are, and
Mm.
all of that.
Mm.
I believe if we implement many or most of these things, we should be able to move, you know, in my
All right. Thank you very much, Victoria, for your thoughts on the show today. Like I said earlier, it has been an interesting conversation, and it's been really nice. Became with Nze Chika Victoria, a pharmacist and gender advocate, and we've been discussing the topic advancing women's health through blood donation initiatives. It is time for us to call it a wrap on the show for today. Just before we go, Victoria, what will be your final thoughts on the show?
Well, I would like women all over the world, women listening to me right now, and
Mm,
I would love for them to tell other women,
mm,
that one of the ways for us to continue to empower each other and promote a community of women is to
mm,
make sure that women have health. And one of the ways to reduce the current disparity in health is by making sure that women have resources that they need.
mm,
And I understand that, many of these resources sometimes we are looking up to the government, or
mm,
other bodies. But there are some things that we as women can do for ourselves and
mm.
for other women so that we can continue to grow.
Hi, Victoria. Okay. I guess.
The
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm. All right. Thank you very, very much, Victoria, for being a part of the conversation for today. I really do appreciate you for being my guest on the show. Do well
Thank you
to
so
enjoy. Appreciate you for being my guest on the show. Do well
Thank you
to
so
enjoy the rest of your evening.
much. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it from Victoria Nze Chika, a pharmacist and gender advocate. And today on the Woman Agenda, we've been able to discuss advancing women's health through blood donation initiatives. So, my question to you is that are you going to get up and make blood donation a priority. The fact that you are donating and you're saving the life of somebody you have no idea about, somebody you do not know, somebody you're not related to, means that you're doing your very best to make the world a better place and you're saving humanity. So I just want to encourage you today. Try to do away with your fears, try to do away with all of the myths and misconceptions you've heard before now. And let's make blood donation a priority together. Every day, people would always need blood. Yes, take it or leave it. So people with sickle cell anemia would definitely need blood. A woman who is about to give birth or who is going through childbirth complications would definitely need blood. Someone who got involved in an accident would definitely need blood. So please, I want to encourage us once again, as we call it a wrap on the show today, let us all prioritize blood donation. This is how we can actually contribute to the world and help save humanity. Many thanks to the producer of the show and of course the executive producer, Tom Okewale Shonaya. Thank you as well for being a part of the conversation for today. I hope you've been able to pick one or two things from today's conversation. Remember, the One Agenda is a deliberate and calculated program where we break the culture of silence, so while amplifying the voice of women and girls in demanding transparency, accountability, and good governance. Do well to join us every Friday, 3 p.m. on Women Radio WFM 91.7. My name is Blessing Agbeita. Good afternoon.
Like the moon and the sun, she is worth more than gold. Like the stars in the sky,